Welcome back, everybody. Let's check out some more stuff on the Fractal Audio FM3. I just got back from a short Australian tour where I used the FM3 Direct for all of the shows. It was fantastic. Sounded great. Somebody even fell on it and spilt a beer on it, and it didn't miss a beat. So it's kind of passed the road test, in my opinion. We did a bunch of shows on the East Coast and a homecoming show in Perth. I think last night's show in Perth was the best that it sounded, mostly because of the room and the sound engineer was so good. We had such a fun time. But I'm not here to show you my live preset because I showed you that in the last video that I did. I want to show you just a bunch of stuff. There's kind of no direction to this video. We're going to start with this preset that I converted from my Axe FX3. I've called it 5 kilatones because there's 5 scenes with 5 very distinctly, in my opinion, killer sounds. So we're starting off with this tone based around the USA Clean amp model. All of these have this LTTV Mix 2 user cab that I made. And as you can see in this patch, we've got a reverb, a multi-delay, a Plex delay, a wah, and a comp in addition to all of that. And it's running at about 75-76% CPU, which I'm very happy with. There's no cuts in here either. So this is just like raw amp, raw cab, plus some effects on there. The effects in this scene, we've got the Plex Reverb, which is one of my all-time favorite time-based effects, as well as the quad parallel delay, which is basically just doing some chorusing, really short delay times. And as you can see here, I've got the chorus on there. There's a bunch of other options. We could put some comb filters, some ring modulators, but they are not in there. If I turn these two blocks off, this is just the sound of the amp, the cab, no cuts in the cab block, and the reverb that I'm using, which is the South Church reverb. Really nice. The compressor is the optical compressor type in there, which I'm a big fan of. This is a fun one if you want to use, say, a mid-gain amp like the AC20, which at the moment, I think I've got the London plate reverb on, again, same cab, and as you can see there with the AC20, turn the high cut and the input drive up a little bit. I love this amp model. It's like my ultimate Vox. Really cool. I love the London plate reverb, and I kind of love all of this stuff. You're going to get sick of me saying that I love it, but with this optical compressor, slamming it up as a boost is really fun into this AC20, especially if you want to use the bridge pickup of a Strat. I'm still on the neck pickup, but I'll switch over to the bridge. Wonderful. And if I wanted a delay on there, I might use this quad tap delay. Again, a little bit of chorus and kind of an eighth note, dotted eighth note and a quarter note delay happening there. The input gain's at about 50%. Beautiful stuff. And if I turn the reverb off and I use the Plex Reverb as my big ambient sound, my other FM3 video you heard this, but I'm addicted to this sound. Happy place, happy place. Okay, that's the AC20. The third scene is the Atomica High. Again, with that London plate reverb on there. Now, a lot of people have asked me if the gain enhancer is in the amp block, and it certainly is. If you go to the dynamic section, you can see here I've got it at about 2. I would normally turn that up to about 2 or 3 and back my volume control off to about 7, which gives me this. Now that is super bright with the Strat. Remember, I don't have any cuts. If I wanted more of a vintage thing, I would bring the high cut down to about 6K, which gives you this. I can't remember the rest of that riff. So that can tame some of the harshness in there. I'd probably bring the low cut up as well. I haven't been using any cuts, but I may as well use them for the rest of this. The fourth scene is based around the USA 2C++, which I always use. And the fifth scene is that with the multi-delay doing that kind of dual chorus delay thing that it does so well. Now this guitar is super mellow, so what I'm going to do, I'll put the tuner on, and while I'm talking, I'll grab a guitar with humbuckers. I might grab this Les Paul right here, and make sure I don't run over the cable and break it, because that's never a good idea, or hook it around stands. So this guitar has some PAF style pickups in it, and with that same tone, back to the Atomica. And then back to the AC20. Beautiful stuff. There's a few other presets that I have converted just using FM3 Edit. You can just load Axe-Fx 3 presets in there. One is this lead delays preset based around the Mark IV model. Absolutely ridiculous with that stereo delay on there. And I've also got a Fender's preset. I really like this one with this particular guitar. My pickup switch is upside down in case you were wondering. Let's go to the neck pickup. This is the Deluxe Verb Vibrato. There's some wonderful dynamics in there if you like the edge of breakup stuff. The Tweed Deluxe, I'm so used to editing this on the front panel at the moment. I actually haven't used the editor much, which is kind of a change for me. The Tweed Deluxe is just nasty. Oh, some very, very nice stuff. In regards to the editor, if you go to the FC controllers section, you can see here that unlike Axe Edit 3, you can show the edits on the FM3 itself. So as you change these, and there's also the views feature, which is very, very handy. You can see most of my layouts, which I think it's just by default. If you press and hold the left or the right button, you get a different view. So I can do that, and it will show me the next part of this virtual pedal board. I did a clinic when I was in Melbourne over the weekend, and this came up talking about how views and layouts works in, I guess, contrast to something like the AX8, where you've got your 8 buttons and you preset them and they don't change, whereas with this, you've got 3 buttons, but really, per layout, you have 12 buttons, and they're all press and hold, and there's 8 layouts. So you got a lot of buttons. You can do a lot of stuff once you kind of find your way around this. And I was mostly using 2 views for all the shows we were doing, but if you needed more, you could have more, which is kind of cool. Same deal. You can also assign them as per preset controllers. Someone is absolutely fanging their car down the street, which you can probably hear. There's the full controllers section, which you're used to if you're used to the Axe FX3. There's also the quick build function here, so you can just kind of drag and drop blocks. Block info is very handy. And there's also a really cool feature in here, like say this reverb, if I wanted to bypass it in every scene, I go block, all scenes, bypass, and then it will be off. I don't have to go to every scene and click it again. Another thing that I forgot to do as well was set up Scene Revert. So there was one show where we were going to start a song and I had this big delay on, which I'd turned on for the end of another song, and I couldn't remember how to turn it off. And I was switching back and forth between scenes going, hang on, why is my delay on? Well, easy fix. I remembered during the gig, I had to turn Scene Revert on. So remember that if you're used to it. You do have to go and set up the global settings. I only had this for a little bit of time and then took it straight on the road. So there was that, and always remember to connect your expression pedal to the correct input. Rookie mistake there. I did that for one show as well. But, these aren't the faults of the FM3. These are faults of me. So my camera battery is about to die, which I think is a nice little way to end this video. If you guys want to hear more from the FM3, let me know. Till next time, cheers for watching.